Greetings, everyone, and welcome again, and thank you for showing up again for Strong Start. And this is our men's self care edition, and we're here to just continue on. This is day 4. I know I'm not tired, but it's good to get your attention and to get men to start paying more attention to their health and their wealth and their self care. Self care. It is a self care because if you're taking care of yourself, you're curing ailments before they even begin. So, what we're going to do today, we're going to talk about our topic. Uh, Today, I kind of did a brief introduction of what the topic would be, but it's Strong Men's Self Care Challenge. And our title today is Strong Emotions and Strong Men. And when you talk about emotions in men, it's kind of a turnoff because men are basically stated to always be strong. And you know what? That's not the way it really should be because you have feelings and emotions as well. And as men are basically taught, is to hide them. So we're going to show you that it is courageous by making a decision to acknowledge your emotions. And that is what we're going to talk about. And it's not that really, when you talk about this, it says a lot about a man when you're becoming. It's like not just strong on the outside, but growing stronger on the inside too. Today, we're diving in to a part of strength that often gets overlooked, even silenced, and that's emotional strength. Let's be real. Society does not give men permission to feel. How can we be such a biased society that men can't have feelings too? Somewhere along the line, we were told that emotions are a weakness, that we got to be man up and shake it off and just act like it didn't exist. But let me tell you something, denying your emotions is not strength, managing them is. And that's what we don't really give here to is how to manage our emotions, our anger, our sadness, our disappointment, even joy. These are all natural. And the key is learning how to understand them, express them, and not let them control you. A lot of men would take their emotions out on women and do, different other things that cause, um, you might as well say, cause domestic violence. And that's not a way of showing emotions, but that was the way some men took out their anger, their anxiety, and any other emotions that they were feeling. But I want you to, that's not the way that you deal with them. But I was just giving that as an analogy of how the older men and some younger men take their anger out is by abusing their partners. And that's not what we want to do. We want to get into healthy ways of managing our emotions, managing our anger, managing our sadness and disappointment, whatever the situation may be. And I want you to ask yourself, do I give myself space to feel? Or do I bottle it up until I explode? Or just do I completely shut down? Most men kind of completely shut down. And that's not a good thing because as you bottle that stuff up in you, it begins to eat at you. It begins to wear on your body. It begins to almost become volcanic because you have held up, held in so many emotions. This challenge isn't about getting soft, it's about getting real. A man who knows how to name and navigate his emotions is a powerful one, more than pretending nothing bothers him. That's something that really um, gets to be an issue because in relationships, you will have issues. In work relationships, you'll have issues. If you don't know how to deal with your emotions, your whole life is off balance because you're not dealing with things as they come in, or you're not dealing with the problems that you're facing, and you're bottling them in and not handling them wisely. And that could be detrimental to your health. As a matter of fact, it is detrimental to your health when you don't handle your emotions in a right way or in the right manner. So let's take a pause right now. What's the emotion that you've been holding on to lately? Is it anger, stress? Stress we really don't want to hang on to. Guilt, grief? And after you ask those questions, where is this showing up in your body? Show up in your body as headaches. It can show up as muscle aches. It can show up as pain, uh, stomach problems. All of these things can fall into place if we don't learn and become aware of our emotions. And awareness to them is the first step to healing. And when we look at all of this, this is a way that can gauge the temperature of your body. It can gauge the temperature of how your outward look is toward people when certain things happen. Like someone says something to you negatively, and instead of exploding, you can handle it diplomatically. And that's what we want to get to is how to handle stress in a way that's most beneficial for you. Because if you blow out the handle, there's a possibility you could end up somewhere you don't want to be. Or if you handle it by snapping, you can destroy a relationship. All the time, we want to have that medium, that happy medium that keeps our flow harmonious. Without these high peaks and low peaks and valleys and different other things. And learning how to be aware of your emotions is them. A lot of people don't even not even aware of how stress uh, might affect them. You don't really pay attention. You just go through and you see these things or these effects, but you're not realizing what's really causing it. So what is one emotion that you've been avoiding, and why do you think it's there? One healthy way you can release or express it is by talking to someone, journaling, working it out, crying, and most of all, and praying. But the most important thing is to just be real. And yes, real men do cry. They may not want you to see it, but it happens, and it's not a weakness. It's normal, it's natural. You don't have to fix everything today, but you just have to face it. Our affirmation for today is my emotions are valid. I am safe to feel, heal, and grow. And that's what we have to do. We have to feel it. We have to find out what it takes to heal it. And then to grow in it is to continue to use that particular process to deal with your emotions, to say it out loud. And you, anytime that you feel that you can, is to let it land. Emotional self care doesn't mean that you're weak, it means that you're honest, and your honesty is the beginning of your pure power. You may not want to hear this from a woman. I said, you know what, maybe I shouldn't do this because men may not listen because I should know what they feel or whatever. But whatever it is that we do, whatever it is that we do, we have to know that our power begins with honesty, to be true to ourselves, to deal with our emotions, to deal with our feelings. And, I have a really good way of, I would say, not dealing with my emotions, but being able to identify with my emotions. I spend every Sunday that I can, and if I don't miss it, I rebroadcast it. I use this particular person's um, video to deal with my emotions and to deal with my feelings and to feel my feelings. And it's Miranda Wilson, and she does Sunday morning. And that right there helps me deal with my emotions, to help me know that feeling certain ways or feeling different emotions, how she deals with them, or dealing with the parable and how people deal with emotions and thoughts, or just the thought of the topic that she's dealing with. And I use her as a inspiration of emotional self care. And also, it could be viewed as spiritual self care, but she does a wonderful job. If you follow my channel or you follow this, you will see I repost her regularly because it's a part of my therapy, it's a part of my self-care. And what I do is try to share my self-care with others. And that way you'll have an idea of what self-care is, because a lot of people just think it's a bubble bath. No, it's not just physical, it's not just food. We deal with our professional self-care, our financial self care, our environmental self care. It's all about how you're living and living in harmony with all of the elements of self care. Right now, I'm just giving you a tiny bit, and to also make men aware of the fact that they need to take care of their star player too, and that's them. And this is what this is all about, is to let men know it's okay. It's not soft, it's actually strong, and get them to start identifying with it, start dealing with it. And that way you don't get all bottled up, you don't get full of anger, you don't get anxiety and all the other different things that can come with it. So if we once learn to to deal with our emotions, and emotional self-care is a part of self-care. So this is why I want you to be aware of all of the elements of self-care. And tomorrow we're going to be dealing with that mental muscle, and that's training your thoughts. Yes, training your thoughts. That's that mental muscle. And men have mental muscles, women have mental muscles, but we're just going to address it a little bit on tomorrow, which is day 5, and it's mental muscles and training your thoughts. So I want you to prepare yourself for that. We're going to have a post after this talking about, our takeaways from this and from this day, from day 4. And I'm just trying to grow it so we can get in the habit of dealing with our self care. So, I want to also remind you that every Tuesday, we will be on the air just like this, and we'll be talking about different topics in self care, a safe place to unpack topics with people and to give them, you know, tips on self care. We're going to be expanding our program, and as we expand it, we're going to bring it to you. We will be changing our platform very shortly, but for right now, we're going to be using Facebook as a platform, not a platform where we can interact, but we're working on our interactive platform so we can talk and answer questions and do things that will help you uh, work toward your self care. We also have our assessments, and we have a short assessment and a long assessment. And the short assessment is just you going through, looking at the areas of self care and see where you rate in them. And after you take that particular portion, we'll come back and we'll review it and we'll look at it. That's one self care thing, or one self care assessment. And then we have a major self-care assessment. And that's where we look at it even deeper. And before you start, you have a pre assessment talk. You do your assessment, and after your assessment, you go through the final interview or the exit part. And when you exit, you'll plan based on your specific needs, tailored for you, an assessment plan. And you'll have access to different tools that we use because we're placing things inside of our website where you can go and look at different things. We have handouts and different things, how to actually, this particular segment has a book that goes with it, is how to lower your blood pressure naturally. So that's on sale after the end of this class. It would, after the end of this series, the price will be going up. So get your copy now while it's still free, because after this, after Saturday, it will go on sale at the regular price of I believe it's 15.95. So get your copy while they're free. Follow the link to our website and you can download it from there. And we're going to have a good time, because the more you know about how to take care of you, the healthier you become. So this is Zelma J signing off for now, hoping and knowing that you're going to start taking care of your star player. That's you. Not everybody will do it, but I guarantee you, if you try it, you'll like it. And most of all, you'll see that cemetery a whole lot. Put it like this, you won't see the cemetery as close once you start taking care of yourself. And once you get in the habit of doing it, it can prolong you. It can do all sorts of things. That even holding and bottling up your emotions can cause wrinkles and aging and all the processes that go with it. So, this is something to preserve you, and that's taking care of your star player, you. So, I want you to have a peaceful evening. Look at the take the takeaways from this video and start practicing self-care for yourself, and watch you begin to feel the difference, because right now you might think it's not important. She's just talking out the top of her head, out the side of her neck. But I'm going to tell you, if you don't take care of your self-care, nothing in your body will function properly. And I am a witness to that. One of these days, I will show you a picture of how my leg looked. And I did not start to heal until I released all of the stress in my life. I can possibly tell you that certain changes in my life pro, pro, allowed me to heal. I don't want to go into real intricate details, but I'm going to tell you, when you stress, when you release tension, when you release anxiety, your body can begin to heal. I couldn't heal for 5 years. I could not heal because I was not taking care of my star player. And once I began to do that and start taking people out of my life, stop doing certain things, it took a lot of discipline. But with that discipline, I mean, I've seen people get their legs amputated for less. My leg looked like a piece of ground beef and it wasn't healing. Everything they did not work. But once the self care and all the elements were put into my life, I healed. So one day during this course of action, self care is not something that I'm just talking about. I have experienced what it's like to be a miserable person in pain consistently, daily, crying myself to sleep at night, just going through terrible episodes of pain. I couldn't stand the heat. I couldn't stand the cold. If my leg got too cold, it began to hurt. If I began to sweat, it would begin to have that salt go into my wound. And it is amazing, amazing with beginning to take care of your emotional, your physical, your financial, all of these things play a part in healing. So don't think self care is a joke. Self care is not a luxury, it's nothing like that. It's a necessity for your healing process. So keep tuning in, keep getting little tidbits, and start applying it and watch things happen. And they can change your life. It's a game changer. So take care. See you on tomorrow and start taking care of your star player you. And I'm going to say bye for now. Have a wonderful evening, morning, whatever time that you're viewing this video. I want you to know that self care can help you prolong a lot of things that might happen to you if you weren't taking care of. I mean, not prolong them, but it can prolong your life because you're taking care of your star player. So take that into mind, take it into note. That's more important. I'm going to tell you another story before I do close. Is that I was visiting a friend of mine, and this lady was very, very wealthy, very wealthy. And you would assume because she was wealthy, she was happy. She was miserable because she had lost her health. She couldn't eat certain things. She couldn't eat the foods that she enjoyed. She couldn't do certain things. And those limitations made her money worthless. It made her money worthless. So I want you to just take a listen to that because when she told me that, it really resonated with me. And I said, oh my God, your health is your wealth. Because if you can have all the money in the world and bad health, you can't enjoy anything. So I want you to take out time, spend a little time with you, look at all the elements of self care and begin to practice them. If you need help with this, we're available. Our website will be in the post below. And take time to take care of your star player. You're important. So I'm closing now because I can talk all night about this, but I want you to enjoy the rest of your evening and know that self care is not something that you neglect. Is something that you definitely have to take care of. So we're going to say bye for now and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. God bless.